when you're living out these desires, bear in mind that you're not always going to have control of the wheel. Your consciousness is going to sway like a pendulum as you, I guess I'll use the word awaken, but as you become more aware of your true nature and who you really are. I am not this body. I am not this personality. But this body and this personality does serve a purpose. It's a part of me while I'm navigating this life that I'm living. And sometimes our desires can completely take control of our consciousness. And we'll need to find a way to stabilize that. And that's why I'm a proponent of having a routine of some kind. Some people are like, no, I don't need a routine. I got this. And that may work for a little while, but eventually you're going to, as you become more aware, you're going to learn that routine doesn't have to be, you don't have to be very anal about it. You don't have to be very particular. It could be like what I'm doing right now, just getting outside, getting away from your familiar environment and placing yourself in a natural environment away from distractions. This, I guess this itself could be considered a distraction, but it's not enough of a distraction to just make the mind ramble on. You know, every time we play video games, watch movies, talk to our friends, are around family, there's so much interference. It's almost like you're a radio tower, right? And you're trying to get a clear signal, but you see where I'm at right now, there's so many trees, right? Oh man, all these trees are people. Let's just pretend that all these trees are people energy, and they're blocking my consciousness from receiving a very clear signal. Versus if I'm out of the woods and I'm out in an open area, I'm gonna get better signal, right? And that's kind of like what coming out in nature does. You see, like, you're away from all the busy of the world. You're away from all that for a brief period of time, and it allows you to come back and to sort of ground yourself. And also, you could do what I'm doing right now. You don't have to make a video about it, but you could maybe write in a journal and sort of get those thoughts out of your head, because sometimes the reason we can't slow down is because our minds just won't slow down. You know, it's almost like we're on a hamster wheel, and it's just spinning and spinning and spinning, and there's no stop to it. There's no end until something inside has had enough, and it's like, all right, it's time to wake up now. And slowly that starts to happen, but also, myself included, we have to be careful not to get so carried away with the awakening process. Not so carried away with rushing the process. There's really no need to rush this, because you have an eternity to get it done. You know, like, it's what you do in this lifetime matters. Everything you do, whether you view it as good or bad, mistakes, whatever. I should have done this, you know. Well, that's okay. You did that for a reason, and you learned something from it. Or maybe you didn't, and you'll learn something in the next lesson, you know. But everything we do matters. It all plays a part. Even if you don't learn something, somebody else will. I guarantee that. And that's what this game is about. It's about growth, and it's about living this human process and learning to balance our inner worlds with our outer worlds. And you know, what I find, what helps me is less responsibility. I've mentioned that a few times before. And having some sort of routine to ground myself. And lately I've been like really playing the video games, laying it on thick. And I was like, I'm gonna get outside and go to the lake. But you know, a few days pass, and by the time I know it, it's been like 4 days since I've actually been here. I came here yesterday, but the sun was going down. But this is the first time I decided to go on a walk at the lake. Because like something inside was telling me, you gotta do this. You can't put it off. You know, my mind wasn't slowing down. And now that I'm out here, I realize, you know, I'm back. Like, I realize how important this actually is in my life. But when I'm at home and I'm inside and I'm just playing Halo and I won't stop and I don't stop, the only thing that gets me off of Halo is if one of my friends is like, hey, I need to talk to you, or hey, I need your advice on something, or I need your help, or maybe a family member wants to talk, or I got to go to work, but I only work 3 days a week. So most of the time I'm on Halo, you know, that's my social life. I don't really have much of a social life. I don't really care for all that. You know, occasionally I like to go to the movies. I'll go see a new movie, or I'll go to a park with somebody if they want to. But you know, lately my social life has been Halo, and yeah, and that's all fine. You know, it's like what I was mentioned earlier. Your desires are gonna take you, and you're not gonna have control of the wheel all the time. And that's gonna happen. And over time, you'll gradually meet in the middle somewhere to where you could start taking the wheel. Maybe not all the time, but let's just say it'll get to a point where you're like 80-20%. 80% of the time you're conscious, and 20% of the time you're unconscious. But for me, it's more like a 60-40. 60% of the time I'm unconscious, and 40% of the time I'm conscious. But like my trip in Montana, I was very conscious. I was very there in the present moment, and it almost felt like my life was a movie. It's hard to explain. Life is magical. It's just we get really caught up in the busy. I need to do this, I need to do that. And that's fine. That serves a purpose, right? Whether it's it serves a purpose for that particular reason in that moment in time, whatever your circumstance is, because everybody's are different. You know, I'm lucky. I consider myself lucky more than a lot of people, because a lot of people don't have the freedom I do. They're caught up in drama, then they're either stuck in there, or they're aware that they're stuck in drama, and now they're trying to look for a way to get out of it. But it's not as easy, because they've tied themselves to all these responsibilities: A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. You know, the whole damn alphabet. And you know, that's where the mind will lead you if you don't slow down. And that's kind of what I wanted this video to be about, is just, you know, just letting you know that your consciousness is gonna flow in and out, and we just need to find a way to get back outside, you know, or something that grounds you. Maybe silence. whatever allows you to slow the mind down. Breathing also helps, where you slow down. Making videos to get your thoughts out. You know, all of these are very useful techniques we can use to sort of bring balance back to our lives. But this is a challenge for everyone. There's not a single person on this planet that's living a life right now that isn't struggling with finding balance in their life. Life is always in momentum. Our souls are always being pushed. There's always a new challenge. There's always a new obstacle. And I think we just got to constantly realign ourselves with the universe. I almost said the internet. You see, I've been behind a computer screen for way too long. But you know, to realign ourselves with the universe, there's I'm allowing, you know, like, my mind is still running, right, as I'm doing this video, but I'm allowing the universe to broadcast through me. So, and I'm still new to this. It's almost like I'm thinking, but I'm not thinking. I'm just sort of flowing with whatever goes on. But yeah, it's just, you're always going to be in momentum. It's like if somebody hit a baseball, but the baseball went into outer space, and it's still going to spin repeatedly and just go on forever. Unless it hits like a star or sun or something burns it up. You know, maybe it hits an asteroid and it just fizzes out. And that's kind of how the mind is. The mind's just going to keep on rolling. And the more you incorporate these practices into your daily life, this has to be a daily thing, by the way. You have to find some time in the day, if you're serious about this and you're serious about, you know, mental health and all that stuff, you got to find time for yourself. You have to respect yourself enough to set aside time to slow your thoughts down. Whatever method works for you. For me, it's going outside. This has to happen every day. And I'm getting better at it. I haven't been going outside every day, but, you know, it's important. So, I hope you guys found this useful, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.